Why would we do that?
I don't know. Thanks. No, I thought you could block me in.
Is he answering his phone? Right?
I don't know.
I don't have my phone with me, so.
Feel more comfortable.
Initially, that's the first one, the council chambers, and then we go up there updating the HD stuff. So that's second one to down here. So now we're high definition of the council chambers.
So we'll look even better over on
See all our flaws.
That sounds terrible.
See what the children are like. Let's go. Give you one more minute. George is running a little late.
It's coming.
He is coming.
It's not snow.
I'm gonna have to shovel this, that's true.
How are you guys doing? Getting a lot of calls just because of all the construction.
We're getting a fair number of calls because of construction. I mean, it would be more unusual if we didn't have construction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. This Rivoli has been doing a better job than many of the other contractors that we have had in the city, and they do more. They do more work per day. They work consistently per day. They're truckers. We get less complaints about loud trucking. So they've done a very good job for us. From my perspective, I'm not working the books, so I don't know on the book side of it, how they've been for us. But
It's tough getting everything together.
that's really why a lot of the cities tore up, because they're looking to put it all back together. November is the day.
Downstairs, and it's like
Don't
got
want
the brown
to reach
water
any more
toilet,
roadways.
peeled block, peeled paint, and I'm like, oh.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
Every other company is trying to meet the end of the year deadlines as well. So it doesn't
I have to see
help
what they
that
have down
everybody
there.
wants to be out there.
Because Friday we're gonna start setup,
Yeah,
so I
it was
just wanna
nice when the
see
state
where the stuff
decided that
was.
the sidewalk should be done too.
Do they know what to grab for equipment, and what's this, what's that?
Well,
Plexiglass,
we've
sanitizer.
got to talk about what we're going to start doing in the spring as well. So it's a consistent.
This one's end.
Good progress.
I need some sleep, because I wake up.
It's just like at home. It looks much worse before it looks better.
Yeah. So we're renovating our bathroom.
Are you?
They just tore it out today.
So perfect example.
Big hole in my bathroom.
It'll look beautiful after it's done.
Hope so. Alright. 4:03. Why don't we get started? We have two counselors, so we can start. And we'll just let George catch up as soon as he gets in here. So I'm going to call this to order at 4:04. The clerk will please call the roll.
Council Harder,
Present.
Council Craig Collier,
Present.
and Council Tyrus.
Review and approval of minutes of September 29th, 2021. Do you have any motions as far as the minutes of?
I make a motion to accept, review and approval and accept of the minutes of the meeting of September 29th, 2021.
Motion by Councilor Harden to accept the minutes of September 29th, 2021. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right, we will start with department reports. We have got Commissioner Jean's update in the packet. Did you see Commissioner Jean's update?
I sent one.
Yes.
That's one.
What do you have?
Oh, that's from last week.
That's one we want.
Yeah, I get that.
I saw that and thought that was good. Oh, never mind. So So we will skip over Commissioner Jean and we'll move on to public health.
All right. Let me start with the prevention update. So the prevention coordinator helped coordinate the domestic violence proclamation event that was held here at City Hall on 10/4. Some media coverage was here. I saw the mayor on the news. That was pretty cool. She also helped with some partners, some community partners, put on a prevention conference that was held virtually. Unfortunately, because the Mount wasn't allowing any events to occur. So that was held on 10/22. So the prevention coordinator partnered with the Recovery Centers of America, HAMA, Alyssa's Place, the Big Age Recovery Center, Chinant 9, and Luck. And we had 73 attendees for the event, plus the panelists. So it was pretty good considering it was a virtual event. I think it was the 4th annual prevention conference, is that right? 4th? I think so. Maybe 5th? I should look that up. But it's literally been doing it every year. It was pretty good attended, pretty well attended. She's doing some programming in the schools, so some prevention programming, it's different curriculum, and she has like people that are trained to do the curriculum in the schools. So currently the programs that are going on are in the middle school, the high school, and at the college for the dual enrollment students that are part-time, like high school, part-time college. She's doing a program called Game Changers. It's an 8-week workshop. It's being provided for all the seniors at Gardner High School as well as the dual enrollment students at the Mount. There's a TAB training, which stands for Training Active Bystanders, so they're doing that training in the schools also. That's in the high school, the middle school, and the college. And she's also doing an Escape the Vape, which sounds funny, but it's basically like an escape room. It's interactive, like they teach for middle schoolers. They teach them about the dangers of vaping since that's so prevalent these days. So it's very interactive. They get to all participate. It's a cool thing. We actually tried it at a GCAP meeting once all day. It's challenging for us, so the kids must do well with it. So that's my prevention updates. We have licensing underway. I think I gave an update on that last time. We probably have about half of the businesses have already submitted their licensing renewal, so that's good. We have a couple new places that are going to be opening. Starbucks, I believe their pre-op inspection is happening tomorrow, so that's exciting. And then we have that new smoothie shop opening downtown, Nice Nutrition. So we've been working with him on getting stuff up and going, so hopefully we'll be inspecting that one soon, getting that one open. Transfer station updates. We recently, last week, had a surprise DEP inspection. We do have some areas of washout and some areas that are not draining properly, so we actually met the CEC engineer down there this morning and walked around in the pouring rain, which was fun, but it was good because you could see the drainage issues that we're having because it's pouring. So we're going to need some funds to fix that up. I feel like there's some areas that have been neglected for a little bit. So some washout areas, you know, we can't have the leachate running off, and we need to kind of keep that in check. So we're going to be working on that. We had the engineer stop in the office after we found old plans from when it was originally capped. So he took all the plans with him. He's going to help us do some designs, and then hopefully we can get DPW and our engineer on board to kind of help that project. So that'll be coming up. Last week, myself, my assistant director Rick, and my board member Sue Avalon, we all went to a public health conference down at the Cape. That was good. Learned lots of stuff. COVID update. We have, when I did a 2-week report here in Gardner, we have 91 new cases over the last 2 weeks. It's actually decreased. It was, you know, if you run a 2-week report, maybe within the last month it was higher. It was hovering definitely over 100, to 120 or 30. So we are seeing a slight decline. But the last time I gave an update for the meeting on September 24th, Gardner was a 3.67 positivity rate, and the state average was a 2.24. Currently, Gardner's positivity rate is a 5.06, and the state's average is a 1.83. So we're definitely quite a bit higher than the state. So we are doing a couple things to try to, you know, just increase like community awareness and education. We've been increasing our social media posts. We also designed this little thing here. I have 2 of them. But we designed this to go out to all postal customers. So it's in the process of being printed right now. It's just a little reminder of how to protect yourself with some facts on getting the vax, and then on the back it kind of talks about boosters and like when you're eligible for boosters and whatnot. So hopefully, because that'll hit people that, you know, don't have the social media and whatnot. So That will be going out within the next week or two. We also set up a clinic that's gonna be held here with the CHC mobile unit. So that's gonna be held here at City Hall on November 16th from 9 to 3. They're gonna have all the vaccine types so people can come and get their first shots, and they're also gonna have boosters. So they'll have Moderna and Pfizer boosters available, and anyone can show up. So we're gonna start promoting that ASAP. They're also going to the Gardner Housing Authority Church Street. Actually, that was today. They went to Church Street to do boosters for that population. And they're going to Blanchard Street on November 9th. I also reached out to Haywood Wakefield because we did the original vaccines with them, like for that population, but they were all set. They had the state unit coming out, so just trying to hit boosters. I mean, we'll see how well attended it is, you know, see what the need is. I know the senior center is hosting one on the 17th as well, so we have quite a few coming up. And that's all I got.
Yeah, I've seen, Win Brown's update at one point was at 9%.
Oh, that must be the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah, at my stats, I can only pull a Gardner residence, whereas the hospital is like, you know, surrounding, yeah, so. Yeah, this area is a little higher than the state, but hopefully, like I said, it's decreasing slightly, lately, so we'll see.
Any questions?
Is there a reason, you know, why it's higher here? I mean, is there a
I wish I knew.
thought to it?
I know, that's why all we can really do is just increase, you know,
Right.
education and outreach. I don't know. I don't know if it's more mask wearing in the bigger cities, or I'm not sure, really don't know, to be honest. I know, me too. Violet, I figured I'll let you know.
Any questions down there? Thank you. Then we'll move on to Chief Brax.
So the police department had a brand new officer graduate from the 33rd Recruit Officer Training Academy in Reading on Friday. It was a really nice event. He will appear before City Council in the near future. He will be on a temporary appointment until that time. He's in the field training program right now, and he'll be on his own before the end of the year. Very excited to be part of the department. Unfortunately, I received a resignation the other day from Officer Corey Chavette. He's taken a job in another department. That's the second officer that I've had that's left the department this fall. And amongst the reasoning behind that is salaries. Obviously, people are looking for a higher salary. Police reform, which is affecting everybody throughout the state, is requiring our police department, as well as all others, to have a greater level of training and standards. We are maintaining that high level of training. We've been doing that for years. There's just a few additional training topics that have been introduced to us that had never been a topic in the past. It may have been something that we were doing, it just never had a title. So now it has a title. We always did de-escalation, but they didn't call it de-escalation, something like that. So we're doing many of the other training topics. It's increased the training load on each one of the officers throughout the year, because we do other specialty training for all of the officers as well. So they certainly are being trained well. Through October, the officers have been wearing the pink Gardner police patch, and it's the cancer awareness support patch. It's on their uniform. We've been selling the patches, and we've been selling shirts with the same patch logo on it, and all of the proceeds go locally to individuals that we've selected for support that have been battling cancer. Often it's a child. In November, we will participate with what we call No Shade November. And the No Shade November money also goes locally, and it typically will accompany the same individuals. see us a little scruffy, it's supposed to be a clean scruffy. And, but that's what we're doing. We had officers take part in the 9th Annual Massachusetts Suicide Prevention Task Force Ride, which was this past weekend, the 23rd. It was a little chilly, started under closer to 40 degrees in the morning. But it was pretty well attended by those on motorcycles, and they also had the 5K Healthy Harvest run up at Hayward Hospital. On the 23rd, we also did an annual drug take-back, which was sponsored by Price Chopper this year, and that's an outreach effort which we advertise to all the people in the community that they can dispose properly of the drugs that they have that are either expired or they're of a loved one that doesn't need them anymore. We also have a drop box in the police department that can always be, accessed. We let everybody that participates know that you can have the drugs disposed of properly, or we also have a syringe box in the glass area of the entrance to the station, so you don't even have to come into the lobby. You can just go in that secure area and let them be disposed properly with no questions asked. Police department is going to be holding a RAD class, so that's Rape, Aggression, Defense. The class is full. It's often full. We have 2 instructors that have been putting these classes on for a number of years, so November 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th. We will hold a RAD class. We will advertise for another RAD class in the near future, so that we can continually host that program for individuals who are seeking that information and those skills. Let's see, in dispatch, we're currently reviewing applications to hire and train 2 new dispatchers. We just had a new dispatcher. He's completing his training this week. Andrew Zanan. He's going to be our newest full-time dispatcher, and he will take a spot on the November roster. So that's a good positive in dispatch. Animal control. We have our latest hire, animal control officer, Ms. Serby, who's completing her requirements. There's a required that's called ACOM that animal control officers go through, and she's completing that training and all of the other required training that got interrupted through this past year. And so we're going to be up to date down there. The shelter is staffed well. We have some really good volunteers that also supplement down there at the shelter, those who are passionate about animals and health and care of animals. And we always invite individuals who want to, participate as a volunteer to fill out an application with Human Resources, and they're vetted, and then they can participate with the animal control shelter and help, care for the animals that are down there. And other than that, I have issues. I have other items for later on in the meeting.
Sorry. Questions, comments? All right, thank you, Chief. Chief Lilloye?
Thank you. I don't have a lengthy update. We had a pretty long one at the last meeting there, so 2 of our new firefighter recruits have started the fire academy. They're currently in week 3 of the 10-week training program at the Mass Fire Academy Springfield campus. And the next 2 recruits are scheduled to begin that program on December 20th, which is the week following graduation of the current class. I have talked to the personnel director. She's going to be calling for a civil service firefighter candidate list to continue working on filling the 2 current vacant firefighter positions, and also, we're gonna move forward with the anticipated retirement of a lieutenant that's coming up in December, and it's pretty much confirmed that he's going to be retiring, so we're gonna include that position in this round of hiring to try to keep the process moving. And starting now, we're hoping that we'll have these new candidates beginning work, early next year. As far as the fleet goes, Engine 2, which we seem to talk about at every meeting, again, it's out of service. It's back down at Ricky's Towing and Repair in Leominster, having additional work done on the motor. Doesn't appear to be anything serious at this point, just some adjustments hopefully, and it should be back shortly. And at the headquarters, roof issues that we've been having, we had the air quality study done earlier this month that I mentioned at the last thing. We're still waiting on results on that, and working with the building commissioner. He had another roofing contractor over that's taking a closer look at the source of the leaks, and it looks like we're going to end up opening the ceiling on the apparatus floor for the length of possibly the front of the building to access where the main source of the leaks is, to try to pinpoint them more so they can have a more targeted plan to do some repairs there, short-term repairs anyways. So we're still waiting on that at this point. So that's about all I have.
That's cool. Any questions, councilors?
Nothing.
Alright, and department updates, we'll move on to item 10471, communication from the draft commission relative to an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Gardner, chapter 600, section 24 there, entitled parking prohibited on certain streets, one that we've kicked down the road several times. We did get plenty of feedback from residents, thanks to the clerk for arranging that. I did also get from the deputy chief staff the accident stats for Summer Street of note. That said, yes.
Yes, absolutely. Leading to a motion, absolutely would like to thank the city clerk and Councilor Gardner-Lowitz. I think they, handled communication and transparency amazingly with the residents, which is what we always strive for. I know we've been talking about this item a long time, and thank you for the traffic commission for their due diligence. But due to the feedback we received from the neighborhood, I'd like to move to not recommend this item to the council.
A second.
We have a motion to not recommend this to the council, as by Councilor Tower, second by Councilor Gardner. Any discussion? I will state there are a few options here. We could make a motion to move to defeat. You can make a motion to place on file, which will effectively do the same thing without communication, take it off the calendar, or you just vote to not approve. We don't do the motion to defeat very often.
Oh, okay. Whatever the preference, yeah. Happy to propose amending to place it on file.
Then we'll probably clean it.
Yeah, so happy to do that.
All right, a motion to amend to recommend placing this communication on file and remove from the calendar.
Second.
By Councilor Tower, second by Councilor Gardner. Any further discussion?
Well, I respect the fact that when you get a complaint, you have to search it out and see what's going on over there. But like Councilor Tyros stated, the people in that area, I have a business in that area, and they've been coming in, they're not supportive of it because one side already doesn't have parking, and you take it away from that side, and just, what are they gonna do? So, I just wanted to thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll extend that to the deputy chief and the rest of the commission.
And future, we can always revisit it.
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. Item 10539, we have communication with the draft commission relative to an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Gardner, chapter 600, section 23, thereof entitled All Night Parking. This recommendation was to amend the city code to repeal the section that says effective from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. It conflicts basically with the rest of the ordinance that says that it can be set from whenever basically is needed. So the traffic commission felt it would be cleaner to remove that and just allow it to stand as advertised by the code read by the mayor and his staff. Chief, do you have any concerns or?
No, I have no concerns with striking that part of that paragraph. I think that the message will be clear through the code red when the ban would be in effect, and it would have no conflicts.
Is there any, I will entertain any motion for discussion.
Yeah, happy to recommend, move to recommend approval of item 10539 to the council.
And a second.
Alright, we have a motion by Councilor Tyra, second by Councilor Gardner to recommend approval of the ordinance to repeal that section from the ordinance. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item 10540, application by LY Motorsports LLC for a license to buy and sell secondhand motor vehicles class 2 at 144 Pearson Boulevard. Chief, any input on this license?
Well, there's nothing pending or existing to bring forward to the council that says that these individuals cannot have that area. It's actually the former Chair City Auto Sales, so it's an area that was actually used for that type of a purpose. And I don't see that there's anything that's going to hamper us in the future.
Since it's a new application, there's not really any history to check
Right,
up on.
it was a former Tracy Auto, which we just approved over the summertime, and then passing it along to the next person now, and it's in good standing with taxes as well.
Yes, sir.
Has the building commissioner seen this application as being?
He has
dated?
not.
He has not.
Then I will accept a motion or a recommendation. Yes, Councilor Dallas.
I'd like to make a motion, given the reports from the police chief and the city clerk, pending the building commissioner
I'll send it to Rob.
has no issues, I'd like to move to recommend approval of item 10540 to the council.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Councilor Tyra, second by Councilor Harden on item 10540 to approve recommend approval of the application by LY Motorsports on the condition that it is recommended by the building commissioner. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. New business. Any new business, Councilor Harden?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Councilor Dallas?
No, thank you, everyone.
Any of our other departments? Anything further?
Nothing further?
Then I would just, as we usually do, thank you all for your dedication to the city and all the hard work you guys have done. It's been quite now we have all this construction. It's been a very eventful couple of years in the public safety realm. So I thank you all for your dedication and your hard work. Not having any other new business, I will take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion by Councilor Tyra, second by Councilor Harden to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Stand adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you. Aim to be efficient.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it's a big one.
It is.